All right, everyone. This is an introduction to shading your portrait. I already started shading a little bit, and I wanted to show you how I was thinking as I started to shade this in. The first thing I'm doing is I'm holding my pencil away from the tip, and I'm using the side of the pencil, and I'm just using a regular 2B pencil so that I don't make the value too dark too quickly. And I'm going to shade in. I can tell by looking at this picture that this whole section is kind of a middle gray, and this is all a middle gray. And actually the light it's coming in on this side, and so this side is in shadow. So that's why I'm starting on this side, using the side of my pencil as I lay in the value. And you don't want to press too hard because you'll get scratchy lines. And I'm going to build up this gray area gradually. So I'm shading in, and I'm going to take my Kleenex. I'm going to rub it so it blends in. Okay. Then I put more, pencil. Okay. And rubbing. And I want to go in different directions so that I don't get any kind of lines all going the same direction. So I can turn. Okay. Being careful not to rub my hand on the paper right now. Okay. So you can see where there's this dark splotch starting to appear right there. So it's probably where I touched the paper with my fingers. So I'm going to just lift that a little bit, okay? So that, that dark splotch doesn't keep appearing. Okay. And then I'm going to shade in over here because I'm looking at the photograph that does not have the grid on top, and I'm looking at my planes of the face where I can see that this section is turning away or receding into the away from the viewer, going back this way. Okay, so I'm going to shade in that area. Okay, I see that the eye sockets, it's going to be dark there. So the first thing to do is just sort of put in your values. Okay, I'm not getting them too dark yet. I don't want to make a mistake and put them in really dark and then not be able to erase them. Okay, and then I take my Kleenex and I smooth it out. Okay, so then I would start working on the neck, filling this in. Okay, and kind of rub. All right, go the other way. Okay, working on the neck, filling in this in value. As you can see, I'm skipping the eyes, and I'm skipping the hair, and I'm skipping the lips. I kind of shaded in the nose a little bit, and so I wanted to show you that next. Okay, once I get in the values, now I'm going to go back, and I want to start shading in this nose. Okay, so I can tell the tip of the nose, that's going to be super, there's a highlight there. Okay, so that has to be super light. So you have to make sure that I never use my pencil on that spot. And I'm going to just look carefully, and I can see a light sort of area right there, and underneath the nose, that's where it's going to be in shadow. So I like to actually start with the nostrils. I start by this top edge of the nostril right there. That's going to be dark. And then I'm going to decrease the pressure. That means make it lighter as it goes downward. Okay, so start off dark, and then it's going to get lighter and lighter towards the opening of the nostril. And then on the other side, I'm going to repeat the same thing where it's dark right here, then it's going to get lighter. So small areas like this, you can either use your tissue very carefully, okay, but you end up, every time you use the tissue, you end up, you can see we're taking off some of that graphite. Okay, so then you have to go back and do it again. Or if you want to use your Titilium or stump right here, you can do that as well. Do not use this stump on the whole big area of the face because this will make lines, okay? So remember, at no place in your drawing, you're going to have a line, a dark line. See how there's a line there where the nose curves back, but it has to be blended in with the rest of your values. Because anytime you draw just a line, it will make it look flat. Okay, so this is blended in with the rest of the shadow. Okay, there's my nose. So when doing the nose, think about the tip of the nose being a circle. And so this part is always usually light. And then the bridge of the nose, as you can see, goes straight down. And sometimes the bridge is very distinct. And sometimes the bridge is softer. It really depends on the style of how the individual's nose is created. It also depends a lot on the lighting. This lighting, since it's just straightforward, tends to flatten out the features. A lighting from the side would enhance the features a lot more. So I'm using my eraser what I do is I pull it, okay, to clean it up. And then I just put it down and I pick up any excess graphite to lighten up an area, but I don't want to completely erase it. As I look at this nose and I keep building up the value. Once I have this done, be careful not to smudge this area. So what you're going to need to do is use a paper towel or a Kleenex or a tissue or just another piece of scrap paper. Put it down on top of the area that you've drawn so that when you rest your hand on top of your drawing, that you're not actually touching the drawing. Okay, so once I've drawn my nose and let's say I want to work on the eye, okay, I'm going to put down that tissue and rest my hand on top. And this will help prevent all that smudging that will occur. All right, so first steps is kind of shade in the face. It doesn't mean that this shading's done yet. Start the nose. But as you can see, my values need to match over here. So if I fold my paper, okay, and I match up where my drawing should be, you can see where this value does not match this value, right? This needs to be a lot darker in value, a lot deeper. So I will eventually go back and I'll keep adding more and more value, okay, until it's closer to what appears in the photograph.